Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, Sauce Spoken explains it all with Harissa, green sauce from, I don't know, what the hell, Saudi Arabia. We are so happy to have you. It's a delight. This is week 1 of Saucetober with Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken, with a podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host, and I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
That's right. I'm via Zoom this week. I'm from the sauna. It's effing freezing.
We call him Mazda Tori because
Yeah.
he's Zoom.
But to my right is the man whose teeth are as tight as his schedule.
I dig it.
Our boy, our co-host, and E. Hi, E.
Teeth.
Tight teeth, busy schedule.
Tight teeth, tight schedule.
Beginning of autumn, or by the time you guys hear this, will be middle of October, probably, or no?
I think you mean Spook Saucetober.
That's right.
Spook Saucetober. Yeah, it's very exciting. I love
I
this
think we're
weather.
just going to call it Saucetober, but Spook, I don't know. I tried something else, but Saucetober in any case is what this is.
That's
now,
right.
damn
That's
it.
why we're working.
I really thought about
tight.
stretching out spookin', sauce spookin' for one of the episodes.
Well, it's kind of cute.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to. I love this weather, Tori. I think it's great.
I'm
freezing.
I'm actually in shorts and a t-shirt right now as we're recording. Today, every time I stepped outside the building from work, it was just like, put my arms out wide. I just said, I love this weather.
Awful. It's horrible. I am freezing cold. I have my socks and slippers and my sweatpants and a long sleeve t-shirt on, and I'm freezing. I'm freezing cold.
I like to dress in layers. One thing you boys know about me is that I really like to dress in layers. Like I'm wearing a flannel in the summer kind of layers, you know? So this type of weather is like, it's a little chilly for me, but this is like primo weather in general for layers. But before we get too deep into this, it's time to catch up with the hosts.
Time to catch up.
Catch up with the hosts. I like that instead of the boys. It sounds
Well, I thought about that, and I was afraid that if we had another female guest, that would sound weird. So, because it just
Perfect.
sounds exclusive. So if we say catch up with the hosts, you know, that way it's clear who
That
we're
is still
referring
sort
to.
of exclusive, though.
Well, yes, at least we're being clear about it. Fuck guests. No, I'm just kidding. But that being said, Eric, how was your week this week?
I'm trying to remember what the heck even happened. I don't know.
Take a
it
deep
was
breath
good.
and think about it.
I know. Yeah. My crackly, my tight teeth.
Any
know.
listener
I
out
had
there
to-
who's thankful for not getting Eric's personal ASMR track every episode can send a thank you to me at saucespoken@gmail.com.
I know. I appreciate that you've managed to cut me out and make me sound way better than I do.
I know.
in real person.
I tease you so much on the show about that stuff, and I've taken so many times to rearrange and scramble and make you sound stupider that I had to show you the other day how much better I make you sound 90% of the time.
Yeah, even on every time you send me the audio file for me to do the show notes from, I'm always impressed.
For the listeners, Eric is barely literate to begin with. We edit these down to an hour. They're 4 hours long to record.
Oh, that is so not true.
I just have to go pick out words. I have like a box built up with Eric phrases that I can just hit the button.
Nice.
Soundboard.
That could be
Sounds
true.
Eric soundboard.
Yeah, I don't know. Played some new board games on Monday, and
That's
What'd you
one of
play,
them.
E?
That's one soundtrack.
what
Oh,
did
I
we
got
play?
some new
We played
board games.
Escape from 1000 BC or 1 million BC or something like that.
That's a big
I think it's 1
difference.
million. 1 million.
Yeah.
We're running from dinosaurs.
Okay.
It's fun. You're a time traveler. You're trying to find missing parts for your machine and get back. It's a fully co-op.
Oh. Another Jurassic Park reference for the 4th week in a row.
I'm also
Fourth
reading
week.
this week. I'm reading
Oh, that's
the Lost World, which is the sequel.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
not nearly as good as. I don't know if we talked about this about
We did.
the books.
The books that you were reading.
The Jurassic Park book is phenomenal. It goes, way into depth about stuff, really technical detail. I didn't read it at first because I thought it was going to be like, oh, I've seen the movie. It's a lot like the movie, but way more technical detail. Really good to nerd out on. Tori would be asleep in seconds.
You're putting me to sleep right now.
But the sequel, The Lost World, it kind of loses out on that. It's not nearly as technical. Not technical enough for me. Not dry enough. Not enough charts.
It doesn't have Jeff Goldblum.
It does have his character in the book.
Well, I hope so.
He doesn't have nearly as many good lines as he had in the original.
just shows what Jeff Goldblum can bring to the to the set, right?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Actually, the interesting thing about that is because a lot of times, like, I think we may have talked about this last episode, but I'm going to say it again, is that with Jurassic Park, the one thing I learned after reading it was that all of his, like, really good lines that he's known, like, famous for from that movie are directly from the book, which is not super common for movies. Like, a lot of the times, those famous lines are, like, something else in the script or ad-libbed or whatever.
Right. Ad-libbed or written in, after the fact. So
all of his good ones were... Now, his presentation of those, obviously cemented them into history, but those are all lifted straight from the book.
I'll be damned.
yeah, that's very cool.
Anything else exciting this week, Eric?
So you ran from dinosaurs on Monday. What else?
Ran from dinosaurs on Monday and
Ran from going on a bike ride with me.
Running
Every
from
other day.
responsibilities on Tuesday.
skirted responsibilities, did something. Oh, I met with a contractor. That's right, met with a contractor about
Contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the estate contractor. He's got to hire some maintenance help. He's got to
Help.
hire a maid.
Yeah, we got big problems with like
clean the estate.
our front area there. That whole parking lot needs torn up and rebuilt, and
I've heard girls say that about you too.
my whole front needs
The whole front area
torn
needs
up.
torn up and rebuilt.
And,
I'm just kidding. Girls don't talk about you, Eric.
That's more accurate. Definitely more accurate. Yeah, I don't know. Meeting with contractors suck. It's always a chance held to nail them down to an actual meeting time and whatnot. They're the ones who are constantly canceling on agreements.
Constantly is what Eric just said there for the listeners. We're gonna leave that in. They're the ones that are constantly. I think we can say that in a podcast, right?
Probably not.
I'll bleep it. Listeners will get the same. They'll get the idea.
Oh, that's a lot of bleeps there. I don't know. That's about it.
Tori, what about you this week?
Oh boy, I'm back to lame. I'm back to my lame-o stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. I did a deep clean in my house over the weekend.
Did a deep clean.
Yeah,
TG.
Sort of boring. I'm off work tomorrow. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Making up for your deep clean day you lost out on last week.
That's right. Yeah, this weekend's coming up. It's going to be cool. We're going to get some axe throwing axes.
Yes, that's very exciting.
So that'll be
looking
cool.
forward to
I'm
that.
always scared when we talk about this stuff in advance because it makes me feel like ominous, like something terrible is going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? It was the same thing when we went to play paintball. I was like, let's not talk about it in advance. Let's make sure we all survive first. I think the axe throwing is pretty safe, though.
Very safe. I have no concerns.
I ain't worried about it.
I'm glad you said that. You'll be the one that gets injured now.
So yeah, I mean, I was wondering just today was walking backwards trying to say goodbye to Amy and tripped over a carpet. She thought it was quite hilarious. She's like, "You better watch yourself, Eric. You're gonna bust your skull open."
And big feet of yours.
You honestly would fit directly into Seinfeld without you wouldn't have to change a thing. Your haircut, your clothes, your mannerisms, perfect. Fit right in.
Yeah, I've only seen maybe parts of episodes. I don't know if I've ever seen the full episode of Seinfeld.
All you need is
so.
just a laugh track to follow you around all day, Eric. Be a one-man sitcom.
I believe it. They're based in truth, right? I mean, that's the whole point of sitcoms.
But anyways, we're throwing axes this weekend, Tori.
Yeah, right. I don't want to get too into that. I don't want to put a hex on it or whatever weird shit you're into, but
Jinxing.
yeah, right. But yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. I had a couple of birthdays recently in my life. So, not mine specifically, but some folks in my life had some birthdays, the 1-2 punch for birthdays, if you will. So yeah, man. That's what it do. That's what it be doing. And that's what it has done.
Do.
Yeah, how you like that?
Loving you. Okay.
How about you, Adam?
Well, I was inspired by Tori's deep clean on his house, and I did a little deep clean on my car, so Tori doesn't have to doesn't have to claw his way into my dusty, dirty, grimy,
It was pretty rough.
gravel-ridden leaves and pine needles and this poking out of the seats and shit.
Yeah, the stickiest, grimiest
Ooh.
85 cents I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. The ones in
Ugh.
they were like glued in there.
Yeah. Ooh.
I had to like dig them out of there. I had seeds and shit in there.
Send
like,
them back to the treasury.
I'm trying to think what else I had. Oh, I had a part in there from a job that I had in 2015. So
Oh, wow.
6 years ago.
Damn.
Job. Yeah, I had that little part in there. So I don't know what I did with that. Now that I think about it.
You didn't find any sauces back there while you were in there?
I don't think I found any food in my car.
No more evaporated bottles of wine.
Didn't find it. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
what I
right.
found last time I cleaned my car. I didn't find one of those. So yeah, nothing good like that.
Yeah. No jalapeno lime.
No.
Sink drain fodder, I guess.
Nope. No, didn't find anything bizarre like that. But speaking of green sink drain fodder, this week we got a specially textured treat. We got Cava green Harissa. For the month of Saucetober, as we mentioned before, that we're doing a little a little special. And the thing I wanted to focus on for this month was mainly sauces that look strange on their own, like outside of the bottles. Weird textures, weird colors, chunks and lumps and goops and goblins
Bumps.
and stuff. Yeah, bumps and gumps. And
You definitely nailed it with this one.
yeah, I think I got almost all of these from Whole Foods, as a matter of fact. We'll just nip that in the bud right now. I think this entire month's worth of sauces are from Whole Foods. And this was one that I got from there. We have to issue the disclaimer, as we do sometimes, because this sauce is expired. They sent this to me on September 9th. It expired September 12th. We already had
you didn't go to Whole Foods? You actually had it sent to your
I had
house?
it sent to me. Because what are you smirking about, you piece of shit?
Wow.
Whole Foods isn't convenient to me.
I've never stepped
anything.
inside one, so I don't.
It doesn't cost me anything, so why would I? I just have it sent directly to my fucking door, you piece of shit.
Good for you.
You're dead to me.
Oh, boy.
So this is expired, but like I said, this is what we're doing for Saucetober for the month, and maybe a little special extra surprise for Halloween. But without further ado, Eric, do you want to go ahead and give us a little visual description on the outside of the bottle that we're looking at here?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We have a very cylindrical, but like small. It's only about 2-inch diameter. Goes up maybe 6.5 inches tall. It's a very narrow little just cylinder plastic bottle. It has a slight
I would even go so
taper
far
at
as
the
to call
top.
it phallic.
Phallic, absolutely. Looks like, yeah, I was going to say it looks like a
Dildesk.
gigantic bullet,
Oh.
but
Sheesh.
A gigantic what?
bullet.
Oh,
like
bullet.
a big bullet,
Okay,
But
kind of.
it just
Right.
has like a cap stuck on the top of it, because
Yes.
even the curves of your 2-inch diameter bottle here at the very top, where it curves up to a cap, it has a wide mouth to it, so it's a very slender.
It's got like a
curve.
Powerade cap on top, is what it looks like to me.
Yep,
Okay.
pretty much. Probably
I drank a lot of Powerade in my life.
1 1/8 to 1 1/4 inch diameter, probably opening. So
What's that metric for the listeners?
I don't know, 30 millimeters. Anyways, it's
Wow.
that's off. I know it's off.
Oh.
Anyways,
Confidence fooled me.
it's a black plastic cap, and then the label is black and green. So we're staying
Well,
with that very
1 inch is 25.4,
Right.
so you're pretty close.
pretty
If you're
close.
saying 1.25 inches, that's
Hey,
about
you're hitting
right.
home runs
Yeah.
all night tonight, dude. Killing
Well, I've been dealing with a lot of new drawings from work that are all in metric. So
Nude drawings?
new drawings.
Nude drawings.
That'd be nice
Those
if there was
Europeans.
nude, right?
From who? From who? Of your clients? Girls you work with?
Nah, they're like
Bop?
French ones. Yeah, French drawings from
You
the,
want to
the
see
French
nude drawings
models.
of Bop, to be clear. That's what you're saying.
Bop. No.
You want
no, I
nude
don't.
drawings of Bop. Okay, we'll let her know.
Okay.
Hopefully she won't listen to this, but
Send
we'll tell
the
her.
episode.
The label's kind of neat, actually. There's one neat aspect about it. So it's got like a green banner that's on a slight skew or tilt, and then that's where the green Harissa is written in black. The very top is this Cava, which is C-A-V-A. We're probably butchering the name of it here. Who knows? Maybe that's how it's said. The V is in orange.
How hard can it be? CAVA?
Yeah, Eric was really sweating this before we started. He's like, oh, how do you suppose you say that, Adam? I'm like, it's 4 letters, Eric. How many ways can you possibly say it? What else could it be?
The P is silent.
Could be like an C. It could be like an S, like a Sava.
Abracadabra?
Sava or anything. Who knows?
Reach out and
Sava?
grab y'all.
You think it's pronounced Sava? That's what you're
I'm
going
saying
with?
it could be. Dressing, sauce, marinade, handcrafted in small batches daily with inspired ingredients and no artificial preservatives. It's vegan, gluten-free, and spicy, supposedly. Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Huh. Shake well, keep refrigerated. It's 9 fluid ounces. I like the way the label has this like
A break.
narrow break. Yeah, but it doesn't go all the way. Like it doesn't completely break. It just has a small band at the bottom. So
But
it
that
kinda
is
gives
all
you-
label. If you notice that, there's a clear section there, but that is labeled to the top.
Oh, it is.
It's just
labeled
clear
to the top.
label. I tested it with my thingy a minute
Yeah.
ago. Now the other side has a cutout, which is actually the label stops there.
But I kind of like it. I like that like extra little band and like clear side. I don't know
I
why.
would have liked
but-
it better if it was cut out there. I don't like the label being clear there. It bothers me.
Wow, that's interesting.
Wow.
I wouldn't even have noticed until you mentioned that. Like if you rub
Oh,
your
I
hand
noticed.
over it, yeah, you
OCD sense of
test it with your
tingling.
fingernail.
I wanted to quickly mention that for those of you who may be familiar with tea, if you're tea drinkers and you've ever had the Bigelow Plantation Mint Tea, it's a black tea with some mint flavoring in it. The label on that is a green and black and tan, and looks strikingly similar to the label on this green Harissa. Very similar greens, black. I don't know if there's any tan on there, but they look like they could be sitting right next to each other on a store shelf.
The V
is orange. Yeah.
has a
Oh,
tannish.
okay, all right. I knew I was pulling that from somewhere. So there is some like orangey tan on there too. So they're like spot on color wise.
Yeah, no, they're very, very similar. I'll take it you're a big tea drinker, Adam.
I am a big tea drinker, Eric. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, you
for
like your tea.
I like my tea like I like.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to think.
All ears.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to say I like a tea like my women, but then I was, where am I going with that? Hot and green? I don't know. Hot and mint flavored?
There you go.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't have a good one for
Fresh.
that, so I abandoned that joke halfway. Abort!
Hot and fresh. There we go.
There you are.
Yeah, sure. Refreshing.
There
Hot
you
and
go.
refreshing. I don't actually like hot tea, though. I like room temperature tea, so if my tea was a girl, it'd be like a 6 out of 10. That's all I'm saying. But without further ado, Tori, do you want to get on to the most interesting part and start describing for Saucetober this month the green Harissa, what it looks like, texture, format, etc. on the inside of the container?
Oh boy.
Would you like to splat some out again? I already splatted some out on a plate for the listeners that will check the Instagram. This is a must Instagram month, I would say. Where there's gonna be more pictures
No
than
question.
normal.
Yeah.
You gotta see these ones to get the texture right.
Yeah, you gotta be online. You, E. I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
Fire up your
E.
Instagram.
Quality check, E.
You don't watch Seinfeld. What do you do with your time?
I started the What If series.
What if you did some work around the house?
That comes off to me as
What?
really lazy. I don't know. That whole what if thing just sounds so stupid.
Wait, what is this? I don't know what this is.
It's in this Marvel universe where these nerds come up with like, oh, what if Captain America was like the Hulk man or whatever?
I've heard about this.
And it's just like lazy. I don't know. You don't have to make up a new gimmick.
the
It's
Marvel series is just a money grab, you know,
Yeah.
and really like
At this point, yeah.
I feel bad saying that because I'm a big fan of Star Wars, which has just been so terribly plundered, you know, for every cash it's got, you know.
Absolutely.
But Marvel was like, they just decided to do that from the get-go. Like, there was no pretense of even trying to make something separate. It's just like, what can we make for a cash cow? And people love them. And the thing I feel the stupidest saying that about is that I probably would like them if I sat down and watched them all. Like, if we're being honest, since I chose not to make that decision when they started making 4 movies a year 10 years ago, I've lost track, and now just me, it seems stupid. So that's, when people say they don't like something that I like, it's the kind of like, okay, yeah, I could see it's probably like Marvel to me, so.
I've definitely kept up with the Marvel. I mean, I like the movies. I've stayed pretty relevant with all of them, except for, like when the first few that come out, the brand new ones, I always wait until they get out cheaper or like on some streaming platform, but I usually catch up with them, so.
But speaking of the Great Green Hulk, Tori, you want to continue telling us about this sauce appearance?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's scarier, the Hulk or the looks of this stuff, because this is wild, and you really put me in a tight spot because I don't like to be crude if I can help it.
Please do.
And
I like it when you're crude.
I don't think you can describe this sauce in any other way other than being crude. So I'm gonna try my best to tiptoe around it. But
Okay.
I mean, think about like a 55-year-old alcoholic.
Oh.
And what he wakes up to in the bathroom every morning.
Oh, jeez.
I thought you were going the other way. I thought you were going to say, like, baby poop or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could certainly go that route with it, but,
Or like the cat ate too much grass or something. I don't know.
Well, there, that's accurate
Cat
too.
ate too
Yeah.
much grass.
But yeah, it is something else. It is, it almost looks like I don't know, maybe like a green salsa almost. Or maybe even a guacamole, a chunky guacamole with the color and some of the seasonings, maybe the pepper. There's a tinge of lightness that you see, and I don't know if that is maybe a piece of unripened fruit or whatever the hell goes into this. I have no idea, but it is green. And there's some black flecks in it. And as we look at it, on the side of the bottle, there's that famous shingling that we
yes.
have there. That is a really
Classic
good example
shingling.
of shingling. So we have that. That is abound. And I have a hypothesis on to maybe how or why that comes around. But
Make sure you take a picture of that shingling, that particularly good example, to throw that on the Instagram
that
as
is
well.
that is an excellent example. And now that we've had enough of the bottle to really make a difference and
Right.
really gain some real estate in there.
It is a good example. In the beer drinking world, they call that lace.
Oh.
When your foam, the froth of your beer leaves that like texture shingling, as you're calling it.
Okay.
They call it lace there in beer drinking terms.
I'll be
So,
darned.
The two things Eric knows about: naps and beer.
Naps, beer, maybe some Marvel, maybe.
Maybe
Did
so.
either of you guys watch the 80s show Swamp Man?
Negative.
No.
'Cause
I watched Shrek.
No, this is, you gotta go back, like, early 80s, like, late 70s, I think. Swamp Man was, like, a thing, a TV show, and this is very reminiscent of Swamp. Swampiness,
swampiness.
Swamp scum.
Yeah, soap scum, or excuse me, pond scum. Yeah, for sure.
I think it bears mentioning that, because you said this is kind of guacamole-esque, it's very much looser than guacamole, though. It's much lower viscosity, I think, is the term. It's very watery. And I think, to me personally, I think if you were to take Shrek and liquefy him, this is exactly what you would get.
This is what you get.
Spot on.
They're Shrek in a blender.
Probably the same taste and all, for being honest. Maybe not. I think Shrek would taste deceivingly good.
Did Shrek ever bleed in any of the movies?
I don't think so. I don't think he can bleed.
I don't think so either.
I don't know. This is rated G, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
In my mind, I like to think Shrek bleeds like a predator. Like neon glowing blood.
Maybe, I guess.
Very well could be. I'm not up to date with cardiovascular ogres.
Yeah.
I think frogs taste good, so I think Shrek would taste good, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Frogs do taste good.
Yeah, they're tasty. They're like greasy little chicken legs.
Absolutely. Well, that's because they're cooked in lots of butter.
But yeah, in a nutshell, I mean, it is a bit runny, and I have a hypothesis about that too. I think maybe the presence of oil is making this slide so easily around on this little plastic Dixie cup here. I mean, it's zero resistance to your point about it being a little bit looser than your typical guacamole.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that. I mean, I definitely consider there being some oil in there. I accidentally peeked at one key ingredient, the first ingredient. So I don't want to give any spoilers out there, but and there's one other thing I wanted to mention is that this is expired by a couple weeks now, and I think it was a more vibrant green when I first got it. I think it was like closer to what it looks like on the label there. I think it's gotten a little bit browner. Not terribly so, but I think slightly, very slightly, I think it's oxidized. It was sealed in my fridge the whole time, so I think it probably aged pretty well, but I do remember being a more vibrant green when I first pulled it out.
There's no preservatives on the front, so...
Right, no preservatives, and it's made, what did it say we're getting there? Small batches, and keep refrigerated, no preservatives. It makes sense that the stuff has a very short lifespan.
Yeah.
Oxidize and all that.
Which is sad, because I kind of want to use more of it. Before we get too deep into that, why don't we go ahead and we'll get on to our initial tasting notes. Tori, do you want to hit us first with your initial tasting notes?
Yeah, I think it tasted a lot like it should, according to how it looks. I think that it had almost like a pesto-y-ish type of flair or flavor, if you will. Yeah, man, I got a lot of tomato, a lot of garlic, oil, salt. I got all the things, I guess, minus the nuts that you would see in a pesto. But hell, there may be the prevalence of nuts in there too. That may be where the oil was coming from.
What type of nuts, if you had to guess?
Oh, damn it.
D's.
Oh, perfect. Oh, man.
I was hoping we could team up and get Eric on that, but I didn't have quite a good pivot there. But fuck you, Eric.
Oh, Adam. Adam and his nut jokes. All right.
But yeah, I think it smells, and I think it tastes exactly the way it looks. It has like, a fresh, that brightness, sort of pesto-y, but better.
Better. Nice.
I don't care for pesto.
I know. I said we had pesto on the show earlier.
Yeah, that was my first thing that came to mind too. Is we had that pesto, which was kind of like a pseudo pesto because they had made some substitutions on there. The nut, and I think what else did they throw in there? They threw in some other wonky things I didn't like, but. No, actually, I don't know if I've ever had this exact type thing before, or at least if I had, I didn't know what it was. But that was kind of my initial thing too, Tori, was I think it tastes a lot like pesto. It's got more of like a springly bouquet to it, I guess. It's got more like those citrusy notes, those bright, fresh flavors. I think more of an acidity. Like pesto definitely is more focused on like the oils, where I think this has oil in it, but I'm definitely getting more of like, not quite the harshness of acidity that like a lot of vinegars give, but definitely more of a crisp kind of like bite to it. Like I think to me, if you want to make an allusion to beer, this would be kind of like, this is to pesto as IPA is to like a lager or something.
Sure. Yeah, I get you. Or even a sour ale. You might even go yet further away from normal beers.
I did get a little bit, like I said, I do definitely think there's lemon juice in this, and that's not one of the things I read, so I think that's a given. I don't know what the hell else is in here, but I definitely got like some nice garlicky notes. I got something that kind of tastes like the basil pesto, but I don't think there's basil in it. I'm going to say that. Could be, but I don't think so. I'm just trying to figure out what makes it green. I don't know if there's maybe like a spinach or something in there. I really have no idea. But I do think that there's a possibility there is some sort of nutness as well.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, definitely two key things. I was getting like a lemon garlic a lot in there.
I'm going to go with spinach on the green.
It has a really... I'm surprised you didn't mention this, Tori, but it has a really punch you in the face pungent odor when you first smell it, to me at least. Like really like smacks your... Like it smells like a hot sauce to me.
It smells like green. I mean...
Okay.
Smells like green.
I think it smells like it's going to be spicy, and it does have a little bit of heat on the end of it if you have enough of it, I think. I took a pretty healthy dip. We tried this on...
Chicken nuggets and bread, right?
Some absolutely petrified chicken nuggets and some. I cut up a bun for us to try it on some bread. I was looking at suggestions, and they had suggested like bread or naan or things like that, or rice, steak, whatever. Which kind of the other point I wanted to make too is that I think that this also bears a striking resemblance to chimichurri.
Yes, that's true.
But what about you, Eric?
Yeah, it smells like a runny pesto. I said it also smelled like lime juice. I got more lime maybe than lemon, but I could see, either way, it's a citrusy.
I'm rolling my eyes for the listeners.
Right, yeah.
I got more of a spirit vinegar than an apple cider on this.
I think it was a key lime specifically.
I don't know. I didn't get any of the sweetness out of it. But I did write
Tori,
down...
go to a lime store once in a while, Tori.
I did write down pine nuts, and I also wrote down garlic and...
Go to Florida, idiot.
Yeah, you stupid.
And I said the texture looks like pea soup. Well, looks and has a consistency of like split pea soup.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, speaking of pea, because when I poured it onto the plate, I thought it distinctly sounded like someone had the runs. It was plop, 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 that wet, plopping, splattering sound that things can make on porcelain at times, so... That was the distinct...
Please regale us in more detail.
That's all. That's it.
We're all getting crude tonight.
Yeah, and I also thought there was probably like a ginger to it. It had like a certain like chewiness to it, a little bit like a pulverized ginger kind of.
I got that too, E, and I only got it when I was doing the finger schleck, my dude.
And you are the guy with tight teeth. I know you love if there's a little bit of mouth feel to it. If you can something for you to chew on for 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of mouth.
5 or 6 minutes.
Oh,
Easily.
He's chewing on shit. What did he say? A bagel or something like that? A seeded bagel would keep him busy for 45 minutes. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, 45 to an hour. I believe it. Absolutely.
He picks all the seeds off and makes a little pile, discards the bagel, and then has the toasted seeds for breakfast.
The toasted seeds. You should be regular as hell.
Except for the fact that Eric's never thrown food away.
He stays shitting.
He's shitting right now. That's my secret. I'm always shitting. Speaking of Hulk.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I did not detect any spice in this really at all. I'm surprised that you thought there was. I was just drinking. I was drinking.
Oh, okay.
I'll take another shot. Okay. Sure. Why not?
Okay, I could be wrong. I thought I got some heat. A subtle heat.
Yeah, touch.
But it was like kind of lingering there a little bit at the end. That was what I got very last.
I think that may be part of I think there's seeds in there. I think that's what's giving it the heat. And that's what I think what E is so diligently nibbling on.
I was wondering.
I think it's pepper. I think it's just like a black pepper.
Oh, that could be. I was thinking maybe it was like garlic or something. Sometimes you get that kind of like garlicky bite if you get some like real fresh raw garlic. I don't know.
I've been eating a lot of my garlic salsa recently, so garlic salsa and barbacoa. I've been spicing it up. I've actually been in pain, like flushed and crying because of the heat.
Eric, what honestly are you on?
I actually gave away the last bit of my salsa I made on Monday to my coworker because I was like, "Here, you like spicier stuff than I do. I can't finish eating it."
You gave away food?
I gave away food. That's how hot it was.
Could you imagine the sad
Holy
sack?
Shit! Yeah,
took it.
Can you imagine? Yes, I'm imagining someone like putting gloves on and getting tongs to like take it from Eric because they don't want to be exposed to any new pathogens.
It sat here for 6 weeks.
Any what was that word they used when COVID first came out? Any novel pathogens? Yeah, we don't want anything Eric's created in this house.
The novel Eric virus. Yeah.
Yes, E21 virus. Great. Well, to me personally, like I said, I knew nothing about this beforehand, and I'm really dying to find out what is in this shit. So I think it's time that we stop delaying and we get around to Eric's favorite segment of the show, The ingredients.
Wow, there's not much here. Huh.
Hey, don't mean to interrupt your program. This is Tori from Sauce Spoken, and I want to tell you about a great podcast that's out there.
Yeah, thanks, Tori. So we were recently on an episode of Pods Like Us with Marv, and he hosts a show talking about other podcasters. And the really neat thing for me, as a big fan of podcasts, is it's a great way to go find some other shows, rapid fire style, that I might be interested in listening to. What did you like about a show, Tori?
It's like the director's cut of your favorite shows. You sort of get that peek behind the curtain that you wouldn't see otherwise. You get the emotional side, you get the technical side. It's awesome.
What about you, Eric?
It was super great to be on his show ourselves, and he also recommended a show for me to listen to when he talks to his good friend Sam Wheatley because of our shared interest in board games.
Once again, that's Pods Like Us with Marv. Make sure to check them out every time a show comes out. We've got 2 on there, but there's lots of other good ones to check out as well.
It's a great show about great shows. You can't go wrong. Now back to your regularly scheduled Sauce Spoken programming.
Pretty interesting. We have sunflower and olive oil,
That was the one I saw.
lemon juice,
Okay.
which you called,
Makes sense.
water,
Okay.
jalapeno peppers,
Really?
supposedly,
Wow.
onions, parsley, cilantro, garlic, salt, and spices.
Parsley. Should have known that.
Huh.
Very
Jalapeno.
simple.
Yeah, that's wild. So high up, too.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have said I got that much heat out of it. I got what I thought was some heat.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So there's really not much there going on.
No,
I
really
think
not.
that like part of like that freshness you're getting is probably the parsley and cilantro giving you that flavor a little bit. But I would,
That's undoubtedly the green smell I'm getting.
yeah, that's interesting.
And I'm not a fan of cilantro. I think it tastes
I
like
know
soap.
I'm not.
Oh, you a soap one?
No, I'm a soap one.
I'm not a soap one, but I'm not a huge fan of cilantro in large batches. So I am surprised that I like this as much as I do. I think this would be hella good on a steak. Personally, I think this is almost like a swip swap with like a chimichurri to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Drizzle this on some salmon, I think, would be amazing.
I think any like meat with a good amount of like grease or butteriness to it, this would be really good to cut down on that, and it's light enough that it doesn't give a super thick coating.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really want to slap this on some steak though.
Did they suggest steak? I know someone mentioned that once before. Did they suggest it here, or did we read that elsewhere?
So I was trying to do a little bit of research earlier to find out what we should even try this on, and I kind of settled on nuggies, which I think are absolutely not what you're supposed to try it on. And then some bread, which I think is kind of like one suggestion, but I think the one thing they did mention was like steak and chicken, and I think this is like a Mediterranean type thing. I think I may have had this before on like a hummus too, even.
Yeah, I think I've had it on exactly. Yeah, like Mediterranean mixed in at what is that? Aladdin's restaurant. Which
Yeah,
is
that's what I was thinking of. It was like Aladdin.
Like Syrian, like that area?
Yeah. I mean, in that general
that area.
Yeah, Turkey, whatever. I did pull it up on Wikipedia here, so we can do a little bit of learning live on air, and it says this is a Tunisian hot chili pepper paste. The main ingredients of which are roasted red peppers, another type of pepper I can't pronounce, spices and herbs, garlic paste, caraway seeds, coriander seeds, cumin, olive oil. That's it.
So basically nothing that we have here.
Yeah, this is the harissa, to be clear. This is not green harissa, just harissa. So the regular.
Well, I think it's just that with the green harissa, they use jalapeno peppers, green,
and
parsley,
and instead of coriander, which is just cilantro seed. So I think that they're pretty much the same flavors here. They're just playing up more of the green angle, but I think it's more or less the same thing.
It can be used as a rub for meat, it says. That's in Algeria.
Yeah, they're saying soup, stews, and couscous. I could see couscous being really good, too.
Absolutely.
A rub for meat or eggplants. Interesting.
Yuck.
You don't like eggplant, Story?
No.
Really?
Do not.
Not
Yum,
even
yum.
like an eggplant parmesan?
No.
No fried?
No.
Homemade or restaurant
I
or neither?
can't do it, dude.
Really?
It's weird.
Huh.
I don't like eggplant.
Did you have it as a kid?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's one of those things you have to be introduced early, or you're good chance the texture is going to throw you off a little bit.
Yeah. That's one. A lot of people can't get over that. I don't like melons either, and a lot of people get really
interesting
defensive about that. Yeah, I don't care.
I think melons are kind of like the filler fruit of most fruit salads, so I could see you not caring particularly for melons, but I think a good cantaloupe is damn good. Honeydew I could do without.
Nice.
So
Anyway,
When I was a kid, someone told me that eggplants had nicotine in them, like natural nicotine. They were like
They do.
like addictive.
they're not addictive. They're from lots of plants come from that like same. I think that's the nightshade family. That tobacco, eggplant, potatoes and tomatoes and peppers all come from the nightshade family, if I'm not mistaken. So they do all have like they are poisonous. You know, if you eat wrong parts of like a tomato plant, like technically the stems and leaves of a tomato plant are poisonous. Yeah, you can't eat those at all. That. Yeah, and that's why deer and stuff tend to not bother the tomato plants as much as, and the same thing with your tomato plants. Those are usually safer vegetables to grow, and peppers for obvious reasons. But so they're all slightly poisonous, and they all have like trace amounts of nicotine and things like that in them as well. I could be totally making this up, but we'll check it off in the show notes. I am going to take a hard stance on this.
It sounds right.
It sounds right. Yeah. And like I said, when I was told that I was a kid, and I was like, oh wow, I can't eat eggplants. I'll become addicted to them. Like
you'll be chiefing cigarettes out in the garden.
Yeah.
Stealing people's eggplants.
He'll be boofing eggplants. Have you guys ever seen like a Chinese eggplant, which is where they get their name from?
No,
I don't think so.
This isn't a setup. I'm going to show you guys something.
Oh boy.
What? Oh.
That's what they call them, eggplants.
Oh, wow.
They look like an actual egg, like a white little egg. Young Japanese eggplants is specifically what I'm referring to, I guess. But yeah, they have this. Some of them are even more white than that, but they actually are like egg-shaped and kind of egg-colored, and they just look like an egg with a little stem on them.
That's incredible. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little fun fact of the day there is that that's why they call them eggplants, or aubergines, if you're from the United Kingdom. Aubergine, which I think actually is a French, maybe, for the color that they mature into, that purplish color. I think is aubergine.
I think you are correct.
Yep, sounds right.
I'm going to take a soft stance on that. So
also check you later. I don't think I need to.
Check you later.
I'm out of here,
guns.
fuckers. Yeah. But yeah, getting back to the Wikipedia page for this, it seems like you can throw this shit on pretty much whatever you want. Like I said, for me personally, I'd really like it on a steak. They make a reference to like falafel and stuff, which I think could be good because I think falafel suffers from being really dry sometimes. I can see that being good. And like as I mentioned before, throw out some hummus too, I think. Tori's not a fan of any chickpeas.
Yeah, you can keep your hummus and all your chickpeas, as a matter of fact.
About falafels, you like them?
I'm not too well versed on...
They're just fried chickpea balls.
Oh, probably not then, no.
I would think probably not. And they do seem to have some other interesting stuff on their website here. It looks like they've got maybe a red pepper paste right on the front page here.
Ooh, that looks hot.
Yeah, that looks hell hot. They've got just a whole plate of red pepper flake there. So they've got a red harissa. I want to see the rest of their products here. Oh, we'll do our rapid fire because looks like a pretty long list here. So
a long list, oh no.
Getting ready. Tori, go first.
We have crazy feta.
Eric.
Harissa.
Tori.
Organic caramelized onion hummus.
Eric.
Yuck.
Organic traditional hummus.
Tori.
Roasted eggplant dip.
Eric.
Roasted garlic hummus.
Tori.
Roasted red pepper hummus.
Eric.
Spicy hummus.
Tori.
Traditional hummus.
Eric.
Tzatziki.
Yay.
Yeah, so they got a pretty good blend of like Mediterranean type sauces and dips, which I'd be interested in trying a lot of this stuff. I may have to actually venture out to the distant Whole Foods, the distant land, to see what other treats they may have there of this variety.
What? Check out. Say locations. I wonder what else might sell other than Whole Foods. Or is this exclusively through Whole Foods?
I can't imagine it's exclusive. Uh-oh. CA. There's lots of places, bro. We're not reading all these. We can't rapid fire that many. Look at that.
Connecticut, you're getting closer.
I say they have California and they have Virginia, so maybe that's what it is, Cava. Because it seems like...
they got Connecticut? There's a whole number of states.
There's a whole bunch of states there.
No, but what I'm saying is that it starts with... Look, it ends with Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
And it starts with California. See? Cava. And those seems to be like they have the most locations in those two states, so I'm wondering if maybe that has something to do with it. Like maybe it was some kind of a collab.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
I'm pulling this way out of my ass.
Wow.
So.
I think it was just clever for them to...
PA, there it is, right there.
Oh, PA. Let's see here. Well, it doesn't list Whole Foods on here, so...
No, it's all east. Way east.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Anywho, besides this titillating conversation...
So, I don't even understand what their locations for their, like, restaurants or something?
They're not fucking restaurants, Eric.
Order online, see what's cracking.
Okay, we'll order online, see what's cracking. Oh, shit, they might be restaurants.
I think you might be wrong, bro.
I think I might be wrong. Oh, yeah, then I am dead wrong.
Oh, no.
Say it again. You know, I don't say it very often. Yeah, apparently they actually are a restaurant. They have what here? They have bowls. They have pitas.
Family meals.
They got family meals. They got a kid's meal, a little mini plate with some carrots on it. They've got sides.
Cute. So it's a restaurant chain, and these are the drinks, or these are the sauces and whatnot that come from the restaurant. All right. Neat. Cool to learn something new.
Take a road trip to Pennsylvania Dutch, Lancaster, and
Get out.
Yeah.
I'd be all for it. That sounds fun.
boring
I don't
as
know.
hell.
They seem like they have a pretty limited menu. Like, I don't think I would travel just for this, if we're being honest.
Absolutely not.
I like this a lot, and I would be interested in trying more of their food, but I want this on some meat. Like, I'd be more inclined to just get a big old steak and carve that up with some of this on there.
I'm with it.
I'd also try it on your salmon, though, too, Eric, for what that's worth.
I don't know about the salmon. I'd have to hold on that. They make too many good glazes for salmons.
Glaze!
I feel like this is really similar to some glazes that I've gotten at restaurants before on a salmon. Like, this seems real similar to, yeah.
Glaze? I don't know about a glaze. I definitely think I've had this at, like, an Aladdin's or something before.
A sauce-topped salmon with very similar green.
You're clutching your chest, Eric. Are you having a heart attack?
I thought I was earlier today. Is it today?
What the hell?
I've been having some chest pains recently.
Just ignore it. Don't go to a doctor. God
Definitely worth ignoring.
Good. Perfect. I'm glad we established that.
Wow.
What are you on, Eric? Should be on some nitroglycerin pills.
Maybe it's a torn pec. No, I don't think so. I didn't lift anything.
From your powerlifting that you're doing in your spare time. You know, when I go to the on-site gym in my estate,
The fact that
I rip my pec muscle out doing 800-pound benches. Eric.
5 reps of 30, 5 sets of 30.
He's 4'8" of raw power and ginger rage.
That's the secret power, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, without further ado,
There's been plenty of ado.
there's been much ado about nothing, you might say.
I might say.
Eric, would you like to lead us off with your rating for this sauce?
All right. Yeah. Actually, I haven't even thought about my number yet, but now that I'm put to the task of thinking of it, I'm gonna say I liked it. It was very tasty. I think I will give it a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 sounds good.
Okay.
It's delicious. I might even go. Yeah, I know what? I'll say 7. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a half discretionary point
Wow.
for
what?
no reason. I don't
No
know why.
You
reason.
have to get discretionary points for a reason.
What is your discretion?
I just love the way Adam always has to give it a discretionary point and his annoying reason why. So I thought I'd give one.
You
for no
love
reason.
D&D. You love modifiers to shit.
I do love
You
modifiers.
love that shit, dude. You cream your jeans every time I say modifier. You're like, oh boy, he's changing it slightly.
The fact that it has no preservatives and it's like
Eric
small
threw the sauce
batch
at
made.
me.
Hey, I did throw the sauce at you.
Now you're just pulling shit out of your ass. You're reading at the bottle for a reason.
7.
So,
Tori, what's yours?
He's sticking with 7. He's pissed about it.
my point is, if you're gonna do like the modifier, you have to give like a base score. If you think it's a 7, then just say you think it's a 7. You don't have to give a discretionary point if there's no cause behind it.
I just always think it's funny that you always like to give your
That's what
detailed
they're
explanation.
for!
I know.
Damn it, Eric. Tori, what about you for your rating? No discretionary points allowed without a reason. That's going down in the outline.
You playing the
Like a
violin?
musical score.
Oh, no. No.
Hit me with a score. I'll play some dramatic music over your rating now.
There we go.
Score! That's my start mark.
Wow. Well, I like it. But outside of the steak, I don't see a market for this outside of Syrian food. And I don't really care for that culture of food per se. I don't, the whole hummus thing, the whole chickpeas thing, it just turns me off. I like certain lamb dishes in that type of fare.
You got a lamb, too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I'm going to go and have to give it with ease original and 6.5. No discretionary points. It's a 6.5 out the door. It's good. It's not great. Not awful. It's a skosh better than good. There you go. 6.5.
Fair.
And score.
There you go. And crescendo or the other
we'll do
one.
a fade out
There you
for
go.
you. But you're right, crescendo.
Is that
I
right?
think.
I have no idea.
Or decrescendo or something.
Shit.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, crescendo is, I think,
I used to know.
the high point.
Well, crescendo is a fade in.
No, okay.
It's like to get
I'm
louder.
totally wrong.
I'll take a soft stance on that. I should know.
You are the most musically talented one here at the... Well,
Dude, I've forgotten
Tori, you
so
play
much
guitar.
stuff.
No, I haven't played recently, but I played a great deal.
I used to be really good at like reading music and stuff, and I'm so embarrassed at how I don't even remember like I was taking my lessons the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a rest, oh, that means staccato, things like that. And I'm like, I totally forgot all this shit. So, but anyways, for me personally, I was initially going to come in with a 7.5 on this, but then I decided to go ahead and give it a discretionary point.
Oh no,
discretionary half point. To be fair, though, I'm going to give it an 8 with my discretionary half point. And the reason for that being, pause because I have a reason.
Nobody cares. Everyone's already just tuning you out.
When you mentioned that lamb, that was I literally started like salivating over here thinking about that on lamb. And I was thinking about when I go to like Texas de Brazil and I get that gigantic, you get all the meats you can eat, and you get that little chimichurri you throw on there. And sometimes that chimichurri is really good, but you get all the goop out of it and just turns into like oil. And I don't like the oil as much. I don't need just like oily meat. I like the plant shit in it. And this is essentially that. It's like all plant shit. And there's like not nearly as much oil in there, or at least if it is, it's much more emulsified. So to me, when I started thinking about that, and I'm thinking like, man, I could load some meat with this shit. And I was thinking that sounds really good. So that's why I'm going to give it my discretionary half point.
All over black sheep. All over the lamb meat.
Correct.
Very good.
I like it. I dig it. That's a good number.
He's down.
It's good stuff.
See how I give a reason for that, though, Eric? That's what discretionary. That's how discretionary point is done.
Oh, I tuned you out. I tuned out your whole little story.
And didn't even write it down.
All I could think was, gosh, that's when a story. That's like when we're going around with our tasting profiles and our thoughts earlier. That's when that story should have been shared. Yeah.
The best thing, the best way for me to burn you on the show, despite the fact of all the things I normally do, the best way for me to burn you is just let you talk uninterrupted for like 3 or 4 minutes and then not edit any of it. just let it speak for itself.
That would speak for itself, no doubt.
I'm just kidding, Eric. You're an integral part of the show, despite that I don't often say it to you. I'm proud of you, son. No, just kidding.
Wow. A tad too far. All right.
A dad too far. Ayo. Well, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for us with this green harissa sauce made by, how's it pronounced, Eric?
Cava? Still not entirely sure on that, but it seems right.
Cava. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, in Spanish, the V would be pronounced as a B, right? So
true.
Cava. But this isn't Spanish. It's Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, I mean, if we're going with the California to Virginia shtick.
I mean, I don't know. That's
about as American as you can get.
Let's see if they have an about thing on their website here. Lots of times they have that on there. Our story.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. A little more interesting.
Oh, look at these doofuses. Look at these 3 fucks doing something they like. Does that remind you of anyone?
I'll think about that one for a minute. Yeah.
This started with 3 friends. One of them is a chef. All of them grew up with loud Greek families.
What's with the other 2?
They're loud fucking Greek schmucks. That's what it's saying. All of them grew up with loud Greek families who spent their time gathering around food. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. They got so much on here. We'll trade off with paragraphs. Tori, hit us with the first paragraph. This is always fun when I make Eric read stuff.
Oh, geez.
Ted, Ike, and Dimitri took notes from Nana's and Uncle's kitchen counters and over bottles of wine along the way. And they decided to build something great.
Because they knew... Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, thank you for the visually impaired among us.
Because they knew something we all know to our bones. That food's important. It connects people. It closes gaps between us and invites us along for the ride. But most of all, they knew that it better be damn good. Oh, okay.
So here we are. The guys added some friends and family to help us grow, and they made choices about what mattered. And together, we're making something that feels a little like our roots and a lot like where food's going next.
Because we believe you shouldn't have to choose healthy over satisfying. And you shouldn't have to choose substance over flavor. You can have it all. And we work hard every single day to make sure that promise stands.
Eric gets the longest paragraph.
Right?
Let it rip, bro.
Got him.
Cava can trace its roots back to a single restaurant in Rockville, Maryland, and today it includes nearly 80 chefs casual restaurants, and a line of chef-crafted dips and spreads sold in more than 250 Whole Food Market locations and specialty grocery stores. In 2018, Cava joined together with Zoe's Kitchen, and together we're sharing a passion for bold, craveable meals and exceptional guest experiences with eateries across the country.
We made this food for you, friends. Now let's eat.
There you go. And we did.
No one's reading all that shit. We're the first people to read this in the entire history of the planet. You know that for a fact.
And it didn't even give us the information that we were hunting.
I know.
Well, Greek-inspired, I'd say.
Greek-inspired and being in Maryland.
Well,
pretty damn close to Virginia.
Exactly. That was my thing, is that whole area there, Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia is kind of like that unholy triumvirate. So I'm going to go ahead and say that probably has something to do with Virginia, and they probably moved their happy asses out to California. They sold out and moved to Cali, bruh, to hang loose. So that's what I'm guessing. It's like from Virginia to California. Could be totally wrong, but they didn't give us anything else to go off of, so that's what I'm saying. I'm taking a hard stance on that.
I think that's a fair assumption there. Some super sleuth, Nancy Drew, or
pretty nice website
Sherlock.
though. They got the Cava app. They're on Twitter. They're on
the app.
There's so
Insta.
much. There's so much though.
They're very connected, very very hip. I don't know.
I almost really like it when places don't have as much on their website, because I feel like I can actually look at it all and kind of like digest it, when I feel like people have like, oh yes, here's our 8-paragraph story, it's like, really? Are you a little full of yourselves, aren't you? Like, I think about our bio on Instagram as one line,
Yeah.
Not to toot our own horn, but we're so much fucking better than these dopes. We have a website too. Guess what, homeboys?
It's on WordPress.
Yeah, it's free, motherfucker.
Step up your game, scrub.
Oh boy, well that's fun stuff. I'm glad we went back and learned nothing from that, but we got to make Eric.
Absolutely nothing.
That section won't be edited. I'll leave it for the listeners, totally unedited.
Lots of struggle.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh well.
All right.
All good.
But with all that being said, Eric, do you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with us this week?
Really looking forward to the Saucetober, the continued exploration of wild and crazy. Yeah, soft spoken. Oh, that's right. We're not going to reveal that. So,
we'll bleep it.
That's a later thing. So, no, yeah, I'm trying to get into the mood. I'm looking forward to. There's some potential Halloween parties coming up. I think everybody. I think this is going to be the year for Halloween and for a lot of parties. This is once again everyone's trying to get out and about and see those loved ones they haven't seen in a while. So,
I personally would really like to go to Kennywood. I'm all about that jam. I'm trying to find some people to go with.
You also mentioned the idea of trying to go out to Cedar Point too.
But. We could, but you got to save up for that for a year, because if you want to go out there and do that shit, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. It's a great time, but it's so expensive. I mean, if you just get the regular Cedar Point tickets, yeah, you can go and you can walk around, which is worth it in its own. But honestly, if you want to do like the Halloween themed rides and stuff, you have to get the fast pass. And if you're going to be there all day, you have to get, if you want to go on a lot of rides, you have to get both fast passes, because you got to get during the day, you got to get the regular ride one, and then for the night, you got to get the Halloween one. So you're looking at $500 a person to go, plus a drive to Sandusky.
Yeah, so that's a little pricey.
It's worth it, but it's something you got to kind of like bear in mind for a little while.
Dang.
Now you can go there and just walk around for like $60, which is still a lot of fun. And all the regular rides clear out at night, because that's when the spooky shit starts. So if you want, that's what I did the last time I went there on the cheap, just got the admission ticket, did 2 rides during the day because you had to wait 4 hours for each of them. And then at night, when all the spooky shit, walked around and did all the free stuff there, and then went on the regular rides because there was no line for them at that point. But I'm thinking Kennywood, would have a smaller draw to begin with.
Cool. Fun. For all of our listeners. We'll put Kennywood into the show notes, but that's our local small town kind of amusement park thing. I don't know. I've never actually been. I keep talking it down without actually never been there. But
I went to the Fright Night it was 3 years ago. It was Halloween 3 years ago. It wasn't bad. I'm not sure I would go again.
I've heard that they've been like ramping it up and making it better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Huh.
Heard tell.
Yeah. I mean, this was definitely pre-COVID times that I went, but yeah, I mean, it was all right. I heard the Christmas display is fabulous.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. I've heard that they're trying to make it more adult-centric and less kid-centric. So they're trying to like revamp some of the stuff to make it a little bit more, lure in the adults for the Halloween stuff.
Edgy.
A little more edgy. For the little not for kiddies.
Yeah.
kept trying to talk my coworker into an edgier haircut, but she's come to her senses with this first cold snap.
One of your coworkers also that we're hoping to get on the show also took an interesting haircut.
Oh, yes. That's right.
She might be on the show. She might not be. Depends.
Oh, yeah.
Tori, what about you this week? What do you got for us with Touching Thoughts with Tori?
I'm so glad you brought up the heading name, because I got a good one.
Good. Do you need a score for this one, too?
I mean, if you'd like.
I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, I mean, if you want. I won't tell you no.
Okay.
But I want to talk today about friends. And I think it's easy to count your friends like you would a commodity. And now think about it. Facebook does it. Instagram does it. They tell you the number. They tell you the hard number right there. How many followers you have. How many friends you have. How many this, how many that. And that may be great. But I think that basically boils down to a pissing competition. Because I think the question you should ask yourself is, not how many friends you have, not how many, 32K, whatever, how many K followers. That shit's stupid. I think you should ask yourself, are you a quality friend to those X many followers or those people you see on a day-to-day basis? Because, the show, a lot of folks like the show, and, a lot of folks, we like that outward appearance. I have so many followers, I'm so popular, this and that. Are you a quality friend to those folks that call you friend? So I can't answer that question. You can. So I suggest you do. But we love you, and we're proud of you, and we know you answer that question the right way. And thanks for listening, of course.
And as always, I like to kind of summarize what Tori said, and I think what he's really trying to say here with that little segment is, more you fuckers need to follow us on Instagram.
Yeah,
Get your asses over there. And in all seriousness, though, I would say like Instagram is like a core component of the show. Like a lot of the stuff we do is kind of like duplicate information, but I think there's lots of interesting stuff that gets posted on Instagram that if you're listening to us and you're not checking out the Instagram, I think it bears a little pop over there and check things out.
Yeah, at least put a face to all these voices.
Yeah, or like I said, even just to see some of the, especially these sauces we're talking about. Saucetober is going to be a critical month, I think, for the Instagram. And sometimes we like to post some dank memes on there for, unrelated things that we don't make a reference to. So I think if you're going to miss out on that if you don't hit up the gram once in a while.
And we're waiting diligently and patiently on our 250th follower on Instagram, by the way. So if you happen to be that person, that 250, there may or may not be a nice surprise in store for you.
Step right up, lucky listener.
That follow button is just waiting.
Smash that follow and subscribe.
And don't forget to comment, too. We would love to hear from our listeners. We'd love to, have some interaction back and forth from, us, our creative content, what things we are creating, the sauces we're choosing. Let us know. We would be happy to...
Let us know who to evict off the show first. Eric, goodbye.
I am out. I would self-evict.
Extinguish your torch.
Yes.
I think it's funny how you bring that up, Eric, and you solidly haven't logged into Instagram in like 6 months. I roasted you on there the other day on something, and you didn't even see it.
Yeah, hardcore roast.
I roasted your ass on there. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week. As always, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh no, it's the end of the show. Thank goodness there's several other episodes waiting just for you. Check out our Instagram. We like to have some fun over there. We post the sauce bottle pics if you're curious, and the occasional meme. That's going to be Sauce Spoken official. Hey, despite our humble nature, we are accepting donations, believe it or not. Look us up on PayPal. That's going to be @SauceSpoken. Hey, and if you like what you hear, grease those palms, babe. Lastly, roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty. It's saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have show notes and details. Check it out. Share us with a family member or a friend. If you're enjoying it, I'm certain they will too. Good night.